As we stated, continuing off of what we did yesterday, we're going to be going through, first things first, the Hunter cards, as they come right after Druid, so we're just going to go through those. Alright, let's get started. First off, we have Hunter's Mark. It's a 0 mana card, changes a minion's health to 1. This can be a pretty good card. First of all, it doesn't cost anything. Second of all, it's basically a death sentence on a minion. There are so many ways, even with Hunter, to deal 1 damage, and we can kind of show you guys those later. One of the biggest combos, though, and I do want to bring this up, even though it's not a Hunter card, is to combo Hunter's Mark with a different card. Where'd you go? Stone Tusk Boar. It is a beast. Beast is very useful for Hunter decks for combo. We'll kind of go over that. I'll touch on that later. But you'll notice it's a 1-drop 1/1 with charge. You combo that with a Hunter's Mark, you spend 1 mana and kill a minion. Doesn't matter what minion. You could have, you know, a 4/12 Ysera. Boom. 1 health, Stone Tusk Boar, whap, it's gone. So that's a really nice combo. No, okay. Next up, Arcane Shot. It's a 1 mana card, deal 2 damage. It's decent. You know, its ratio of mana cost to damage dealt is pretty high. That being said, I don't see it run all that often, mostly because there's no real need for it. You could combo it with Hunter's Mark if you didn't want to use a boar, but there are reasons to use the boar, which I showed you earlier, and we'll touch on those reasons a bit later, as we're going over the next Hunters, over the following Hunters cards. So that's Arcane Shot. Flare. This costs 1 mana, all minions lose stealth, destroy all enemy secrets, and draw a card. My personal opinion on this card is it is fantastic. There are decks out there that run a lot of secrets, namely mages and hunters. Both of them are very secret heavy in their decks. You'll see why for Hunter with another card we'll review in a bit. But on top of that, even if you didn't have the destroy all enemy secrets and all minions lose stealth, just spending 1 mana to draw a card, that's pretty good. Yeah, you can't complain about that. So, all in all, Flare is just, in my opinion, a pretty good card. We are going to go into crafting mode for a bit. Bestial Wrath. Costs 1 mana, give a beast +2 attack, and immune this turn. Immune means the beast cannot die, or be targeted by spells, take damage, anything like that. It's just invincible for that turn. It's... honestly, that seems really powerful, but it's not commonly used, and it's not that great a card, because basically you're just having a beast deal 2 extra damage, and at most you're going to stop a beast from dying, but most of Hunter's cards, most of their beasts, and most of the beasts in the game for that matter, are pretty easily dealt with. Either they don't do a lot of damage or they don't have much health, and that's just kind of how beasts are. There's a couple exceptions, but in general that's how beasts are, and so yeah, you give it immune while attacking, but like in all likelihood your opponent will be able to just kill it once their turn starts. Tracking. Costs 1 mana, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, draw 1 and discard the others. Some people will look at this card and immediately say, wow, that is terrible, because you're immediately getting a card value of 3 for 1. You're discarding 2 cards just to gain 1. And on top of that, you're using this card. Seems like Flare would be a much better option, right? Instead of just, you know, draw 1 card and discard 2 cards, Flare is just draw a card. That being said, there are Hunter decks out there which run very heavily on certain combos, and tracking can be very useful to kind of burn through your deck really quickly to find those combinations and get them off. So all in all, it's actually not as terrible a card as it sounds. That being said, it's only useful in decks that are really reliant on getting off certain combos. Otherwise, it's exactly as it appears. A card that's just, you know, throwing others away. Timberwolf. 1-drop, 1/1 beast. Your other beasts have +1 attack. This can be useful, but it's extremely easy to answer, and it in and of itself is not going to be able to deal with very many things. You play a Timberwolf, your opponent could play you know, any number of cards, even a card with just 2 health, the Timberwolf is going to lose in a trade to. That being said, it is useful as a combo card, and we'll touch on the card that it combos well with later. But yeah, Timberwolf, not good standalone. Using to combo, it can be decent, and therefore usable in certain decks. Explosive Trap. 2-drop Secret. This is where secrets come in for hunters. When your hero is attacked, and yes, only your hero, it doesn't trigger when minions are attacked, deal 2 damage to all enemies. This means the enemy hero and all minions they have on the board. This is actually the lowest mana form of board clear. No other class has a card that can deal 2 damage to all of your enemy's minions and your enemy that only costs 2 mana. Yes, there's a specific scenario in which it gets triggered, but still, that's pretty crazy. That basically gives your hero immunity unless your opponent wants to face board clear. So, really good card. Love Explosive Trap. Freezing Trap. Most of Hunter's secrets you will see are actually called Trap. Or have Trap somewhere in their name. There's only one that doesn't. We'll touch on it. It is a secret. When an enemy minion attacks, either your hero or one of your own minions, or just anything. When an enemy minion attacks, return it to its owner's hand, and it costs 2 more mana to play. So if they want to re-summon that minion, they're going to have to throw an extra 2 mana out there to do so, which actually makes up for the cost of this card. That can be very useful for getting big minions off the board, and yeah, just for saving your health, you know? And on top of that, it makes it harder for your opponent to play that same minion back, so yeah, good card. Pretty good card. Yep. Misdirection. This is the secret I was... Oh no, I was wrong. 2 secrets that don't have Trap in their name. Misdirection. 2-drop secret. All of Hunter's secrets cost 2 mana. When a character, that means if the enemy hero attacks as well, so, you know, someone with a weapon attacks, this will still trigger. When a character attacks your hero, not minions, just hero, instead he attacks another random character. This means that, say, your opponent has complete board control and you have no minions on the board. He attacks you, suddenly whatever he's attacking you with, you know, himself, a minion, it's going to hit something else. So it's really nice because you can actually get 2 minions on your opponent's side of the board to attack each other. And it's hilarious when that happens, especially if they both die. And you're doing it for only 2 mana. The next closest thing to that is a priest card called Shadow Madness. We'll touch on that when we get to priest cards, but basically this is also a pretty nice card. Snipe, the other secret that doesn't have Trap in its name. When your opponent plays a minion, deal 4 damage to it. That's... Of all the secrets Hunter has, it's actually the worst. I know it seems like it can be a pretty good card. You know, if it only costs 2 mana, you play it on turn 2, suddenly your opponent can't play minions until almost turn 5, which is the average time when minions start exceeding 4 health. And even then it comes in extremely wounded. That being said, it just doesn't do much. I mean, it has the potential to not kill a minion. And when you have cards to combo, like, you know, Hunter's Mark plus the Boar to remove things from the field, Snipe, if it doesn't kill a minion, just isn't really worth it. So, I mean, it's usable, but usually it's not run in most pro-grade Hunter decks. So, not bad, not great. We are going to hit up crafting mode real quick. For the other trap, Snake Trap, costs 2 mana, just like all other secrets that Hunter has. When one of your minions, and only minions, is attacked, summon 3 1/1 snakes. This isn't bad, it's a good way to get 3 1/1s out on the board. I mean, basically, it's a 2 mana cost card that summons a 3/3, or the equivalent. And, let's say you combo it. This isn't the card I was talking about earlier, by the way, that combos with Timberwolf. But if you combo it with Timberwolf, say Snake Trap goes off, next turn you play Timberwolf from your hand, you now have 3 2/1 snakes instead of 3 1/1s. That's pretty crazy. I mean, that's 6 damage out of a 2 mana card. I don't actually think there's anything in the game that can get that much value. Not even Yeah, no, there's nothing in the game that for 2 mana will deal 6 damage. There's a mage card that can do, I think, 4. But it requires certain conditions to work. We'll go over that tomorrow, as mage is tomorrow. So yeah, that's got a lot of potential. Scavenging Hyena. It's a 2-drop 2/2. However, it gets a lot stronger than that. Whenever a friendly beast dies, gain +2/+1. This is also another really good card to combo with Snake Trap, because you can sacrifice those snakes, which are in fact beasts, and not only will you get 3 damage out of it, but you'll buff a hyena for +6/+3. That is now an 8/5 hyena. That's pretty crazy. I mean, yeah. So Hunter's got a lot of combos. The other thing that combos well with Snake Trap, and this is the card I was talking about comboing with Snake, costs 2 mana, Starving Buzzard. It is a 2/1. Whenever you summon a beast, draw a card. Say your opponent attacks a Starving Buzzard because you played it, and you have Snake Trap as well. This means they attack your Buzzard, boom, Snake Trap goes off, and you summon 3 snakes. All 3 of them are beasts, you draw 3 cards. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Starving Buzzard, there's another card this combos with as well, which is really nice. In terms of just summoning a lot of beasts all at once. Starving Buzzard's a great card, used in a lot of Hunter decks, because it just has so much potential to draw you cards. So, typically when you use it, you want to keep it in your hand until you can get one of those kind of combos off, but yeah, great card. Let's see, have we missed any other 2-drops? No, we have not. Therefore, 3-drop, Animal Companion. Summon a random beast companion. I feel like I should dig out visual for this. Okay, we'll just read this little side note here for it. Cost 3 mana, summon a random beast companion. You can summon Misha, Leok, or Huffer. Basically, each of them. Misha is a 4/4 bear-looking card with Taunt. Leok is a 2/4, and his effect is give all of your other minions +1 attack. It is not solely refined to beasts, it's literally all of your other minions, beast or not. Huffer is a 4/2 boar with charge, so all 3 of those are pretty good for 3 mana. Of all of them, Leok is usually the least desired, but you really can't complain with any of them. It's 3 mana to summon, no matter which way you slice it, a pretty great card, all 3 of which are beasts. So yeah, Animal Companion, great card. Run in almost every Hunter deck I know of. Next up, Deadly Shot. Cost 3 mana, destroy a random enemy minion. This card has its uses. Usually what you want to do with this is get almost all of your opponent's minions off the board until you have exactly the one minion you want to be killed by Deadly Shot. Because if your opponent only has 1 minion, doesn't matter if it's random, it has a 100% chance to kill that minion. So Deadly Shot can be very, very useful. Yeah. It can be useful. It has its times where it's not, but all in all, not a bad card. Next up, Kill Command. This is what I was talking about with the Boar, another combo card. Cost 3 mana, deal 3 damage. If you have a beast, that means summoned onto the field, deal 5 damage instead. So that's one of Hunter's hallmark combo cards. You summon 1 beast, and then you immediately, especially if you have 2 of these in your hand, you can spend 6 mana to deal 10 damage. I mean, that's like a Pyroblast, but way sooner, just for having a beast. So that's a pretty great card. Another one of Hunter's, almost always ran cards. I know there are 3 drops that I missed there. These 2. One of them, Eaglehorn Bow. It is a weapon, costs 3 mana, 3 attack, 2 durability. However, this is the card I was talking about that combos with secrets really, really well, and why Hunters that run mainly secrets can be so powerful. Whenever a secret is revealed, meaning activated, basically, or triggered, gain 1 durability. So, you play Eaglehorn Bow, you hit someone with it. you play a secret. If your opponent triggers that secret, you're back up to 2 durability, and you can use it again, almost for free. So, yeah, it's a really good card. So yeah, combos really well with secrets, and one of the quintessential cards in Secret Hunter deck. My bad. Secret Hunter decks. So, yeah, good card. Unleash the Hounds. This is another oft-used Hunter card. Costs 3 mana. For each enemy minion, you summon a 1/1 Hound with charge. Yes, these Hounds are beasts. This also combos really well with Buzzard. The 2 mana minion that makes you draw a card every time you summon a beast. So, you know, your opponent's got plenty of cards, you just play the Hounds, and you can draw 1 card for every Hound played. If you combo it with Timberwolf, they then become 2/1 Hounds, and you can just get a lot of value out of it. That's one of the big combos in Hunter decks, is Buzzard plus Unleash the Hounds plus Timberwolf, because you just, on average, Unleash the Hounds alone will generate about 6 damage with that combo. So, yeah. And this is not a requirement, but I love when people do this, is you must read the name of this card out loud each time you play it. Usually shout it, such as, "Unleash the Hounds!" But yeah, it's really not a requirement. No one's gonna be super pissed with you if you don't do it.